future me, I am so sorry. I left this in the shot. I didn't see that. So let's just go ahead and scoot that on up a bit. Okay. From the top, I guess, 7 minutes in, with a battery that's not charging. What do you get when you merge a gimmick championship format with the mind-boggling insanity of Florida man doing a line of Colombian powdered sugar before wrestling an alligator? You get the Daytona night race. But before we get to stereotypical portrayals of America's playground, let's talk about IndyCar in Milwaukee. Oh yes, the snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250. The answer to the question, can a race really be exciting if the championship's already over? The answer, fuck yes it can. On lap 1, Nolan Siegel loses it in turn 4 and ends his day. Hang in there, Nolan. At least you didn't pull a Scotty Mac like he did in Indy and crash before the race even started. Lap 105, Will Power tries to go around the outside at Kiffin Simpson, gets up in the marbles, and crashes into the wall. Maybe Penske's redemption celebration was a bit early. On lap 180, Alex Palou remembers he's the Sith Lord still, and force chokes Marcus Ericsson in turn 3. Luckily, Darth Palou was feeling mercy that day, and only bonked him and not, outright murdered him. Christian Rasmussen finds a magical extra gear and runs down the leaders. He passes Newgarden, passes McLaughlin, and finally runs down Darth Palou for the lead. He would go on to win his first ever IndyCar race, ever. And when I say it was magical, I really do mean magical. This man said, hold my Lego, he put on his Viking horns, and he just laid waste to the field around him. Did this race not feel exciting? I mean, Alex Palou already won the championship, right? There's nothing to race for, right? In NASCAR? Right? Bueller? Anyone? Of course it was exciting, because the weekly race is what we come to see. The championship is important, but we are here to watch this race. And when there's good action on the track, the fans are happy. When there isn't, the fans are angry. It's not that difficult. This is the first time I've recorded in a month, and I feel like I've forgotten everything. And I'm having myself a slight existential crisis. Speaking of NASCAR, from America's industrial heartland to America's raging dumpster fire, the Coke Zero Sugar 400 at Daytona, a night race to round out the regular season. And what a more fitting way to round out the regular season, they go to the roulette table known as Daytona. Before the race even began, William Byron was sentenced to public education. Public education, a fate worse than death. Before the race even began, William Byron was sentenced to public execution, otherwise known as a stop-and-go penalty, for unapproved modifications to a splitter after passing tech. Now, I don't know exactly what got changed, but it probably wouldn't have made a difference. But the obvious punishment is to send William Byron to fight as a gladiator at the Waffle House. R.I.P. William, and shout out to his paint schemes. Casey Mears would start off the shit show by cutting down a tire and spinning. It is only by the grace of God and by the fact that he was way the fuck in the back that he didn't come down the track and hit anyone else. On lap 18, Todd Gilliland and Tyler Reddick would have a ding-dong coming out of turn 4. This comes on the heels of Reddick crashing out at Richmond last time out. This is significant for Tyler because he is holding on to one of 2 point spots that would advance through to the playoffs without a win. However, this can change if Alex Bowman passes him in the points and somebody new wins this race. And to me, it looks like Todd Gilliland forgot he was in the middle of a 3-wide pack and basically turns hard left into Reddick. Now, I'm not saying that Rick Hendrick paid off Todd Gilliland to crash into Tyler Reddick to lock Alex Bowman into the playoffs, but I'm saying that Todd Gilliland bought himself a nice new car after this race. Somebody needs to put Todd in witness protection before Mr. H sends someone to clean up the loose ends like in Goodfellas. Luckily for Tyler, he's able to continue on, albeit with a car with the aerodynamic properties of a parachute. We finally get a restart in lap 24, only to race a whole 3-ish laps before everyone remembers this is Daytona and we have to drive like a bunch of brain-dead morons. And Bubba Wallace pinches down on Joey Logano for no other reason than fuck Joey Logano. While I'm sympathetic to that strategy, the problem was there was a Kyle Busch-shaped object below Joey. That object being namely Kyle Busch.
What the fuck are you doing?
And to be fair to Bubba, he got himself a bit of a bump from Kyle Larson. So those four start the chain reaction of dumb, and we have ourselves a good old-fashioned big one. Because why would we want to run the whole race when we can just take most of the night off? This wreck gets Bubba Wallace, Joey Logano, Kyle Busch, Noah Gragson, Riley Herbst, Austin Cindric, Alex Bowman, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Zane Smith, Denny Hamlin, and a bunch of other people, but fuck it. That's your list. Carson Hocevar skates through this by a hair and would come on the radio to request a scratch-off ticket and a change of underwear. The race gets red flagged while the nuclear explosion of bad gets cleaned up on the front stretch. And look, not to criticize these professionals, but if I could provide just one little constructive piece of feedback, let's make sure that when we wreck Joey Logano, let's knock him the fuck out. Okay? And nobody was having a worse time of it than Alex Bowman. Alex really, really needed to have both a good run and a good finish, being that he was the last car on the bubble. But his night would end due to his car being mangled like that Chinese Coast Guard ship that ran into the Chinese naval ship. If someone new won this race, Alex would miss the playoffs and be shipped off to Guantanamo Bay by Rick Hendrick. But for now, the race keeps going. Then, on lap 92, Carson Hocevar blows up another engine that brings out the caution when he can't make it back around the track. From dodging the monsoon of shit to having an engine being made by the Taliban all in one race. RIP Carson, and shout out to his Dale Sr. truck. On lap 108, Denny Hamlin cuts down a tire and has himself a meltdown on the radio. Denny Hamlin being as likable as always. What a jackass. With 13 to go, Joey Logano is leading and comes down in front of Eric Jones and spins down and clips Chris Buescher. Joey Logano spinning after not being touched. You love to see it. So Ryan Blaney wins after a magic shootout to end it. By winning this race, Ryan Blaney has provided a stay of execution for Alex Bowman and sends him to the playoffs. Alex better be sending Ryan one hell of a Christmas gift this year. Before we get to the awards, let's do a quick check-in on the playoff picture. Now, I will continue to scream about how the playoffs are more evil than communism until they or I die. But we might as well talk about it. And basically, I've separated these drivers into different categories. I don't know why I was leaning over like that. This looks so much better in the camera. So starting out, we have the should-be competing category. Now I've got Old Man Denny Hamlin. Next is Chase Briscoe, who ends races like Game of Thrones ended a beloved TV series. Next is Chase Elliott, who is the Bud Light of drivers. Always there for no particular reason. Then William Byron, who won the regular season championship, and that means about as much as a politician's promise. And rounding it out, I have Ryan Blaney, who's sucking the lifeblood out of Penske's IndyCar team to bullshit his way in. Next is, so you're saying there's a chance category. Starting off, I've got Kyle Larson. Now, before my fellow Hendrick fanboys report me to the FBI, Kyle is a great driver, but I really think the double this year took something out of him, having crashed out of both races. Then I've got Christopher Bell, who won 3 in a row early this season, but has fallen off like those Russian oligarchs fell out of windows. Remember that being a thing? Funny how we all just kind of moved on there. Next is Bubba Wallace, who's been like that annoying kid from high school. You know the one that's just kind of always there, but not memorable at all. I was that kid. Please fucking kill me. And rounding out this section, we have Joey Logano. Joey somehow, some way, has had a worse year than his teammate Blaney, but by God, he got his one win, so he's in. Do you understand why I hate this format now? Everyone say it with me. Fuck Joey Logano. In the final category, we have the thanks for playing, congrats on filling a spot, now fuck off. And let's get it out of the way now. SVG is here. Now, I can hear the entire southeastern hemisphere screaming at me, but hear me out. I will agree that with this format, SVG deserves to be here and has been magical, just magical on road courses. However, his best finish on an oval has been 14th at Charlotte and Richmond. There is one, count it, one road course in the playoffs, and that is the Roval, a road course that's made up like the fact that communism works. Next is Ross Chastain, Tyler Reddick, and Alex Bowman, who have been the poster boys of mid. Like if Rice Krispie Treats were a driver. Sure, in certain moments they're good, they can be great even in certain moments, but there are far better options out there. Definitely not your first choice. Finally, Austin Cindric, Josh Berry, and Austin Dillon. Thanks for coming out, but it's last call and time for you to fuck off back home. Make sure to grab yourself a goodie bag on the way out. Bonus, it comes with a Joey Logano dartboard.
That escalated quickly.
Now to the awards. The So Close But No Taco Award goes to Daniel Suarez for missing out on the win and thus a spot in the playoffs by finishing second behind Ryan Blaney. This on the same day that Connor Collarbone Go Snap Zillage was officially announced as Daniel's replacement. Suarez still does not officially have a ride for next year. The This Is Why No One Likes You, You Big Dumb Dipshit award goes to Joey Logano for spinning out from the lead, clearly being able to make it down pit road. Like, he was slowed up enough, he could have just gone down pit road, gotten new tires, and not caused a caution, but he beaches it in the grass anyway, like a fucking asshole. Way to go. The Ringo Starr Award goes to Alex Bowman, the forgettable fourth member of Hendrick Motorsports. Just kind of there, somehow hanging on to relevance by his fingernails. Congrats on sneaking into the playoffs when all your teammates have managed to win this year. Can't wait to see the inexplicable win in the playoffs to prolong our suffering. The Where in the World Have You Been award goes to me for fucking off for like a month and being at least 4 races behind. And look, maybe by now I have the Iowa, Watkins Glen, and Richmond video up, but nobody's going to see it. Nobody's watching right now. I took what little momentum I had and traded it for a terrible, terrible vice, namely going to bed at a decent hour. And still, nobody cares. And if you're seeing this, I would ask that you please seek professional mental health.
Stop it. Get some help.
So to review, IndyCar had a banger even after the championship was over. The playoffs are here to end my hope for humanity. Alex Bowman is about to get disappeared to Cuba. Carson Hocevar is the latest Taliban sleeper agent, and I am trying to play catch-up, but will inevitably fail myself again. Thank you, and remember, Brian France should be tried for crimes against humanity for throwing away the Winston Cup format.